I've been a video game collector for what feels like a few years now. I want to say roughly 5 is when I started. When I was like roughly 17, I put up a shelf, and that was the first time I decided, wow, I want to put up more of this. And I started collecting. You know, it goes deeper than that, but that was really what cemented my game room back in the day. And I've had plenty of game rooms over the years. I've had over 5 houses that I've lived in, and I've never felt like I could show off my game room until now. I finally feel confident enough to show and share everything because I just put up another shelf and it's looking great. So I wanted to share with you guys my area and where I kind of hang out whenever I make videos. So yeah, we got a lot to go over. I really hope you guys enjoy this. If you haven't subscribed yet, feel free to do so. And yeah, let's jump right in. I have some roommates that I hang out with inside this little game room. I got my 2 lovely ferrets, Dobby and Nezu. I love them so much, but they tend to get very noisy. Thankfully, I'll be removing them for this video, but I don't know why I decided that was a smart idea to have them move inside here. Yeah. It's pretty dumb of me. I guess the best place for me to start are the shelves. This is where I like to keep all my little games here. And it's really come along. So before it was just one shelf that I had presented, but it's definitely taken on different forms throughout the years. They got a lot of them. This is where most of the game room is on the shelves. Primarily like to collect, again, games. So I mostly just keep them here on these shelves everywhere, and I got a lot. So these are actually a bunch of different shelves put together. So if you go to Target or Walmart or Fred Meyer's, you'll find these little divider shelves. And typically with these shelves, you'll see like another shelf right here. But I figured if I just removed that one and then just had this guy here to support it, I can save on a lot of space. And you know, I think it turned out pretty well. We don't have anything like IKEA here in Alaska, so these shelves they're pretty useful. They work out pretty well. And towards the bottom, I added the dividers so I can divide up all the little areas where I keep all my controllers. So we're gonna try to do this one by one, each shelf, and I'll show off some of my more rare titles and the boxes that I have on presented out for the world to see. And I'll also kind of show what I like to do with my shelves as well if there's not enough space, or if there's a lot of space, there's something else you can fill in that space with. So let's hop right in. First off, on the top shelves is where I like to keep my boxes. This is a great place to have storage and just present stuff that I really enjoy. So yeah, there's just a lot of mostly figurines, boxes, board games, hats, whatever I could fit up there that I thought looked pretty appealing. So I have a lot of my classic editions up here of boxes, including, you know, stuff like the Game Boy, a cookie mug, which has the mug inside it. I think it's hilarious. And, you know, I just have most of my inbox stuff, you know, my Genesis and whatnot. Yeah, I think a lot of my stuff looks pretty good up here. That's where I like to keep it all, and, you know, better than just inside my closet somewhere. You know, I have a steering wheel back there. I got a lot of just interesting, fun stuff that are great conversation starters, like a popcorn Pokemon machine. This is a classic edition of the Famicom, but it's a deluxe edition. Yeah, you see Goku on there, so yeah, it primarily has him. And just stuff I like pineapples and, you know, stuff like that. SpongeBob, Portal, Fallout. Yeah, it's very good. And this guy, he's hiding, but he's somewhat special. Let me see if I can pull him out. There he is. This was a gift. I did not go out of my way to get this. I do find it hilarious, though, and I knew whoever got it for me, my bud Sasha, they knew I'd find it funny, so I think it's funny. I think it's amazing. But he likes to hide right up there where no one can see him, so I can hide my shame. So right off the bat, you might notice that there are some kind of weird, unorganized stuff about this shelf. Like, for instance, I have my Xbox games scattered kind of all over the place. Well, that's because I had 2 different shelves, and eventually I just got rid of one shelf and just added another one right here, which fit a lot better, and I could put more games and just organize more stuff like this. But I didn't have my Xbox games connected to my Xbox games. I'm fine with it. I know a lot of people that might bother some, but I'm completely fine having my Xbox games kind of scattered everywhere. I like to look for what I'm hunting for, you know? But I do like to typically have most of them connected with each other. So, for example, this one's PlayStation, and I just have some miscellaneous stuff. I don't have too much rare stuff for the PS3, but the Xbox, here's the Xbox. You know, I do try to keep properties close together. Like, I don't want too many Nintendo stuff on the Xbox shelf, but Minecraft, that's an Xbox brand. Okay, cool, I'll put that there. I knew I was gonna want any cartridge-based system here on the eye level site, because if it were down there, you'd barely be able to make it out because it goes so deep in the back. So I figured, you know, have those up there where you can see them. So here are most of my SNES games, and I try to keep some of the classic stuff together, right? And, you know, just throw whatever works on there, like, here's controllers, Super Game Boy, that looks really attractive. I got my little, you know, classic edition, what's it called? And here is a perfect thing right here. This is actually a nail polish shelf, but they work very well for Game Boy Advanced, or Game Boy games. So I've tried to put some of my, you know, cooler titles up here. You know, Pokemon Silver, Tetris, some of the main titles that Nintendo likes to offer. And just some that I just find kind of fun, you know? I got Cubics up here, I got, I got Scooby-Doo, I love that. Ocarina, you know, they're fantastic. And I try to keep stuff up here that I really like, that inspire me, you know, some of my favorite things. I got Game Grumps up here. I got Danny, I got Aaron right down there, I got their game. This isn't an actual SNES game, but someone, you know, made it and put the files of their fan game on there, so that's something I really like, so I have that proper on display, you know. I don't have too many standout titles here on the SNES, any rare ones, but, you know, I have the classics like Zombie Ate My Neighbors, Donkey Kong, I got a Mario game here somewhere. Monopoly, you know, they're all great. They're all great games. So yeah, it's coming out pretty nicely. I would like to play my SNES more often, but yeah, I'm pretty proud of my collection so far. It's pretty small, but you know, it's nice. It's cozy. It's cozy. Down here, I have my PS4 games, standard stuff. I try to fit whatever I could. These are all my PS4 games, and up top, I have my PS1 games as well, which is very nice. Another tip that I love to tell people, if they want to display something, it's buy an easel. You can find these at Walmart's, you know, Michael's, anywhere. If you want to display a box or a special game you love, just buy an easel. It looks pretty well to display stuff anyways. I got a lot of Wii games displayed everywhere on a bunch of different areas. Wii game, I got boxes. Wii games. There's just a lot of Wii games. I love the Wii, but it's an easy console to collect for because there was just so much Wii games out there. And of course, I have the classics that every Wii game needs. You know, the Zeldas. I got your Marios. I got your Kirby's, your Metroids. I got the good stuff. You know, I got some of the lesser known rare stuff as well. I forget if these two are on the rarer side, but I know these guys are up there on the rarer side. Some of these, you know, I think I paid 70 for that, I paid 80 for that, I paid 60 for that, so some of them I do have on the rarer side, but most of them I like to pick up stuff that I find out in the wild, and in Alaska that's kind of hard to do. And way down here is where I like to keep my magazines. I got a few noteworthy ones here, you know, my Game Informer magazines that you just get for free at GameStop with the GameStop subscription, which is, you know, it's whatever. And I do have a small handful of Nintendo Power magazines. I love Nintendo Power. I think they're just super fun and interesting. And, you know, I got the stuff like, you know, the Mario or Legend of Zelda comic books. I always think those are super fun and neat to look at every once in a while. Guidebooks, that's what they are. You know, I got the guidebooks and Neopets and whatnot. It's fun. I love coming down here every once in a while and just picking something off the shelf and just kind of skimming through the pages, seeing what I can find. There's a lot of good stuff here, but I definitely love the Nintendo Powers. I just wish I could display them more properly than just down here. Scooting a little more over to the left, I have some more comic books here, and also I have the Pico. I freaking love this console. I think it's hilarious. I don't have a Pico myself, but I have a few in-box games for the Pico. I think they're hilarious. I love the Sega Pico. It's just It's so funny. I would love to review this one day. But yeah, I have a lot of pride for these ones for some reason. Making our way up, I have the PlayStation 2. I absolutely adore the PlayStation 2. It was one of my very first consoles ever. And while I do prefer the GameCube and the Xbox, there is a huge nostalgic factor of collecting these games specifically. There's a lot out there, especially, so they're easy to find in Alaska, so it's always, whenever I find one, even if it looks bad or good, I like to pick it up and just throw it in my PlayStation 2. It's part of the reason why I absolutely love collecting, is just not knowing what you're gonna get, grabbing it, throwing it in your PS2 and seeing if it's good or not. I love it, and there's no better way to do that than with the PlayStation 2. And I do have a few more PlayStation 2 games over here as well, including some boxes and some PS1 or PSP games kind of screwing about. A lot of these I actually found inside a dumpster of all things. I went to the dump to throw away a couch, and there they were, and I picked them up because I'm a dum-dum. So yeah, I don't think I have anything too rare for the PS2. I've never really looked at anything that stands out or that's rare to me. My knowledge for the PlayStation 2 isn't that high, but I love collecting for this little console. It's amazing. I love the PlayStation 2. This was definitely my favorite era, and this was one of my very first consoles I ever owned. So moving up, we have the Switch. You know, with the Switch cases, I'm not a huge fan that everything is kind of all matchy-matchy, but I do prefer things being all matchy-matchy instead of, he's here somewhere. There he is. You know what he did. Look at him, Super Bomberman. I hate it so much how it doesn't match. But, I mean, I do like this kind of design as well. It's just, everything's all colorful. You can look for something right away, but here you really have to read it. And that's the problem. I don't have anything in alphabetical order here. And I should have just stuff like that just connected to each other, but I digress, you know? And I don't think I have anything too rare for the Switch. It's hard to say what's rare and what's not rare for the Switch nowadays. But one thing I do have here, that it's a Game Boy player, which is actually inside my GameCube right now, so that's why it's missing. But he fits comfortably with my Switch games, so I just kind of keep him there. And of course I have some, you know, Inbots amiibos. I love amiibos as well. And way up here I have the original Xbox. I love the original Xbox. It's an amazing console. But it's kind of hard to find Xbox games, especially ones that are not sports related. I do enjoy a good old-fashioned sports game, but yeah, this is my Xbox collection, and I also have Mr. Weirdo right here. Look at this amazing man. Oh, he's beautiful. I do have some awkward, just 3 NES games that wouldn't fit on any other shelf, so they had to go here, unfortunately. But yep, here's my Xbox. Nothing too noteworthy about their collection. And I went ahead and skipped right over the GameCube because I got a lot to say about the GameCube. But first, I would like to say that I have just these awkward boxes here everywhere. I would like to start any video that I work on that has a product. I'd love to start putting the product on these shelves up here. And, you know, I did the Sonic Curry earlier this year, and oh, that was amazing. I love that episode. But yeah, here I have the GameCube. I adore the GameCube. I did try to pick up a few of the rarer titles on the GameCube, and to the left as well, or to the right, I suppose. We also have some more GameCube games that I really enjoy. I'm going to move Mario and SpongeBob so I can show them off a little bit easier. There they are. I do have a few doubles, which is interesting. And the pain about video game collecting is sometimes you need doubles as well. Because here we have Metroid Prime, and we have Metroid Prime with bonus disc. Which I was like, nope, I need to have the separate versions. So I got the 2 different versions. But yeah, I don't know how I ended up with so much Super Monkey Ball games. Which is fine. I love Monkey Ball, but I have a lot of them for some reason. I don't know. But considering the GameCube is one of my favorite consoles, I needed to get a lot more of the classic stuff, right? So I got a lot of classic GameCube games that I just needed to get my hands on. I got quite a collection here. You know, I really tried to pick up as many of the classic titles as much as I could. So yeah, Mario Kart, you know, you got Metroid, Super Smash Bros. Melee, Wario Land, Donkey Kong Jungle, Luigi's Mansion, WarioWare. I got, you know, the weird Mario Party 5. I gotta find a new case for that. And, you know, Animal Crossing, including the little the thing. I love it. You know, that's not even all. You know, I got plenty. I got plenty of classic ones. And I did try to get my hands on a few more of the rare titles. Chibi Robo was that was my 1000th game I had purchased for myself. I got Fire Emblem Path of Radiance. That one's a good one. Legend of Zelda 2-game bonus disc, which is super cool. And I also have Go-Go Hyper Grind, which is a very interesting skateboarding game. I also own a few of the interesting ones, right? The demo disc, and I also own this one, the interactive multiplayer demo disc. You would find these at Walmart's, at kiosks, right? So you would like boot it up on a GameCube, and then it'd have a bunch of demos on here. So this actually isn't for resale, but I have it, and I love it so much. It's amazing. It's one of my favorite little pieces inside my GameCube collection. It's so good. And I got a few Xbox stuff, standard stuff really, but helpful hint if you ever want to just put stuff on shelves and there's an awkward space that you just can't fill, just put a box there. It works every time. It looks great in my opinion. So yeah, if there's games just falling over and there's an awkward space, yeah, just throw a box there. Down here I have my NES games and any in-bought stuff that I have, like Clay Fighters and my my 64 games as well. I couldn't display them properly because they have 64 games behind 64 games, but it works. It works very well. It works well enough, I suppose. More Xbox games, standard stuff, and the Wii U. I am currently trying to collect every single Wii U game. I own roughly 103, I think, and I believe there's 162 maybe physical copies of the Wii U. So I'm gonna get them all eventually, but I have most of the classics here, most of the heavy hitters I have. So yeah, I adore the Wii U. And if there's anything rare that I can show off, let me see if I can find it real fast. This one's the most surprising rare title. It's Hello Kitty Cruisers. No one wanted this game, and now everyone wants this game. That's just how collecting goes. I have some more Wii stuff here, which I utterly adore, and I have an in-box Poke Fighters controller that I bought for $2 right here. I absolutely love it. And here I have just some DS games that I like to keep. Yeah, I love all of them. They're just super amazing. I love the DS and the 3DS. I'm a little more proud of this collection. I'd still like to collect as much 3DS games as possible, but this is a good start. The DS has over 1,000 games, so I have no plans on collecting all of those. Maybe eventually, but yeah, the 3DS is the one I'd like to tackle a little more, just because I think they're going to be very rare down the line, and I'd like to get them all in case. But yeah, I got a good chunk of classics here. And down inside this little cubby, where it's nice and dark, I have a few Nintendo 64 promotional VHS tapes. This is where I like to keep all my VHS tapes. So they're all nice and cozy down there. I love them. And last but not least, I have my little controller set up in here. So this is where I like to keep all my controllers. And I had a very bad setup last time of just this really plasticky drawer, and it was hard to pull things out and look through it. And this works a lot better for me. So if there's a console I want to play, I got my classics. I believe that's my Nintendo. I believe that's my Microsoft, and I believe that's my PlayStation. So yeah, it's easy. It's way easier for me to pull something out here and work with it that way. But I love it. I love it so much. Now over here looks very busy, and it very much is so. I found these both for $5 at a Value Village somewhere, these cases, and I thought they'd be perfect for me. Each was $5, and now they're just way too big and awkward. I was planning on getting rid of them, but they fit pretty snug between my desk and my shelf, so I just decided to keep them. But yeah, it's just a nice little display case where I can keep a lot of my boxes and plushes and just toys and whatnot. It works out very well. So up here, you know, there's just anything I could really fit up there. My Retron, my old TV, Xbox, any consoles that were just too awkward. Anything that was big in size, I just put up here. And there's nothing too significant for me to show off here. There are just a bunch of boxes that I liked. You know, I got an inbox GameCube up there, which I really enjoyed. I found that for a good price. But yeah, anything I just really liked and thought it looked well, I just threw right on this shelf. And I think it all looks pretty well. Yeah, I like them a lot. Very nice. Here's the other shelf. I'm also a big fan of this one as well. I don't know if I have too much rare stuff to show off here, but I will show it all off. Very fun. I love my McDonald's Pikachu right there. There's my She Says. I adore She Says. He's a great YouTuber. I got a puzzle Coca-Cola bottle. I don't just have a random Coca-Cola just lying around. And my Mario shoes that I will show off here real fast. I like to keep them in box, but there they are. I don't touch them. I think they're really cool, and I'm just gonna keep them in here just to have forever. This probably looks very familiar for you guys. This is my desk. This is where I like to shoot all my videos in front of. I got a lot of little knickknacks down there. Mostly just SpongeBob stuff, and I like to keep all my rare stuff here, like my Virtual Boy and my SpongeBob and whatnot. But this is where I edit all my videos. It's very nice. And here's where I keep all my amiibos for the most part. The Shadow Bots over here, way back here, I love it a lot. This is actually a baseball bat little Shadow Box. But they give you a chance to like move out these little space bars that help with the baseball bat. And I thought it looked very nice with my amiibos, and I would have to agree that I was right. I think these look fantastic. I like to buy multiple of these and just put them on the wall, but unfortunately this is just how it kind of has to be, which is fine. Of course, I love this Pip-Boy here. It's so amazing. Yeah, and this is kind of where I keep all my little stuff that I like to look at every once in a while. And here is where I like to keep all my handheld stuff. I actually spray painted this to black. It was brown before, and I added on these little knobs. I'm very proud of this. This is the first thing I kind of did a DIY of, and I thought it'd be perfect for my my handhelds. And I did keep this very organized, and I recently just took everything out, and I just haphazardly threw it all back in. So that's kind of why it looks like that. And, you know, I got other stuff that, you know, my girlfriend got me, like, you know that, it's cute. You guys seen this desk thousands of times though, so I won't bore you with it anymore. And here I have my consoles. I adore each and every single one. I was having a really hard time trying to find a platform or a thing for my TV to stand on that I can have all my different consoles all hooked up to it. And I kept thinking and thinking, and I thought, you know what, actually this would be perfect. This little dispenser, this is the same drawer that I have for these shelves over here. So yeah, I just keep them all nice and tidy here. It's super nice, and most of these are connected to the TV. I've gone ahead and turned on 4 of my classic consoles. They're all hooked up to here. So that's my GameCube, and here I have my little switcher right here. So I'll just click one, and ta-da! Now it's on. I think the SNES. Yeah, that's the SNES. This one is, I believe that one is GameCube, I believe. Here I have Mario, so this is my 64. And here I have, I think also the GameCube? Weird. Huh, yeah. So maybe I have the GameCube. No. PS1, okay, cool. So if you're wondering how all this works, I have all these connected to that. And there I have a AV to HD switcher. And I have that HD switcher plugged into an HD switcher thing. There's just wires on wires and wires behind this thing. But all these are attached to an HDMI cord, and also all my HD consoles are attached to an HDMI cord. So we're going to turn on my Xbox real fast, and it should switch over to Xbox on here. Hi me, there it is, Xbox. And then I also have the Switch, so it should actually switch over to the Switch here any second now. There it is. And I also have the Wii U, but I don't want to short circuit my my system here. All these consoles are on, so I'm gonna have to turn them off. But the only things I don't have attached are, you know, my Dreamcast, my Famicom, anything on the bottom I don't have plugged in. So all of them are just kind of hooked up for my convenience. And I do have a Wii, but I think the Wii U works a little bit better, and I love the GameCube and how I can play Game Boy games. So I don't even plug in my Wii anymore. It's just right there. He's just chilling as he always has. That's where he's been for the past few years.
But yeah, this is where I like to keep all my my games, my consoles. Love them, all hooked up to the TV. Easy peasy. I love keeping these guys here, even though they don't really serve much of a purpose. And this is one of my favorite consoles of all, the V.Smile. Oh, I love it so much. I almost actually have every single V.Smile game out there as well. So yeah, I love the V.Smile. It's amazing. I'll do a review on it someday. And I had the V.Smile's older brother right there, the V.Flash. You gotta love it. Over on this wall, I have my arcade 1-up, the Pac-Man version. I love the arcade 1-up. I think it's simplistic enough for Hayden. I love arcade machines, but our arcade 1-ups are just simplistic enough for me just to have those versions as well. I got Lon Bold and Brash. I got my Xenoblade Chronicle poster up there, and I have all my manga that I like to read. I collected them for a while, and then I realized I just had to stop and go back to collecting games, because that's where my heart truly belongs. Yeah, I read it once, and then I put it on a shelf, and then I'm done with it. And I also have my my DVDs here. Got a lot of good ones here. I watch them all the time, but a lot of Nintendo stuff. Most of them are based off of video games, like some that you might enjoy are The Legend of Zelda. I love that one a lot. I got a bunch of the Mario ones. And who knew Street Fighter had its own TV show? I sure didn't. I got my dad's old Atari up here. Adore it. Never tried plugging it in, but it's fine. I mostly keep it just because it's nostalgic, because I think it's cool. It's my dad's console. It's cool! I love it because it's my father's. We have the ugly stuff. We got my... we don't talk about this stuff over here. I'm just kind of ignoring them at the moment. And way up here, I just have a few collectibles that I keep on the wall. I would really love to fill up this wall. There's a lot of empty space. One of these days I will, but at the moment, it's just blank. And last but not least, this is my closet. This is where I keep all my storage. I've been meaning to take those down into storage. Down there in my crawl space, but I haven't done it yet. And here's my Mortal Kombat system. I would love to have this out here, but I can't find a place to put it where it would fit. And I got my skeleton Gustav as well. So one of these days, I'm gonna have this out here. But until then, it's staying right in here. Yeah, it's just most of my storage with a lot of cool stuff that I don't want to put down there, including this guy. It's a Fallout helmet. Oh, I love it so much. But no couch or anything. I couldn't really fit one inside here, so I just kind of, whenever I play a game on the TV, I just sit in my chair over there and just kind of play like that. One of these days, when I get a bigger game room, I would love to have a couch in here. Until then, this is what's gonna have to work, because I can't justify putting a couch in this small little tight area here. But yeah, that's the game room. You know, it's a small space, but I truly adore it. I'm finally glad that I could show this off and present it, because I love coming in here and just looking around and just seeing a game that I haven't played yet and then throwing that in, and it's super fun just having my own little library that I can come to. And you know, my dream one day is to own a house and have a basement and just fill the basement up with just this stuff. It's my favorite. I absolutely love it. Let me know if you guys enjoyed this episode, and if you want me to do another game room 2-3 years in the future. This is always changing all the time. I'm always adding new stuff, I'm removing stuff. I still have lots of plans for it. So thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys in another episode. Goodbye!